No. Rip, dude. Mm. 200, Jesus Christ. That's so many attempts. Yeah, the only game I play that has a gacha that I like kind of care about is Project Sekai, and they also have a system where uh, if you do like a really large amount of pulls, then you can just sort of buy the character with the points you get from doing the pulls. At least the character is cool. Does Olympus Company, like, I'm guessing you like get points and you don't have to spend like actual money, you can just like get points from playing that you can spend on the whole gacha part? Because that's what I do with Pro Secca because I don't want to spend money on a game. The only time I ever gave it a bit of cash was I don't know, I just wanted some more points for stuff, and I was like, this game has given me more enjoyment than some games that I have, like, paid more than what I was getting for. It was like $5 or something. And I was like, I've been playing this for free, so. That's really nice. Yeah, I love it when you can, like, play your way to. You can play your way to points and not, like, have to buy everything. Like, you can buy everything if you want to support the devs and just get the points faster. You don't have to. Mm-hmm. That's cool. I don't have to be putting these details, and here I am doing that. I think that'll be flat on from that point. Mm-hmm. Freaking potato peeler. That was pretty gruesome. God, Luka Luka Night Fever is a classic for the ages. Luka's really cool. Personally, a big Mako fan. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's like a stun, yeah. I love that they can unstun themselves. Cool. Finally, you get to be the boss. me... Yeah, just enter all of those. I have a sign over there. Okay, there's a sign on that one. It's a freaking horse. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. No need for more game when you can appreciate the games you have. Also, there's like a ton of really good, weird free games on Steam, so... And I hope you can find a summer job. Or if they have anything like the YCA over there. The only formal job I've ever had, because I've been too sick to work like a regular one, was a summer job with the YCA, which is the Youth Something Association or whatever of Albuquerque. And they basically just put teenagers on like various projects, and me and a bunch of other kids, some from my school, like some friends of mine, and some kids from other schools were like building a tile mural along a bike path. It was pretty sweet. It was like a city-funded thing to help teens get job experience. I don't know if you'll have stuff like that over there. Hopefully, like... don't have a lot of friends who finish college courses. The one friend who I know actually has like a degree in something, got her degree in an extremely competitive field that it's really, really hard to find jobs in. So she has been doing IT work for a long, long time. Which is not what she majored in, but... like, usually, I don't know how college is these days, but from what I've heard from other people, like, it's supposed to be, like, you know, it helps you get a job. Like, you're supposed to be able to build connections or whatever, I hope. I think that's just some schools, though. I think trade schools are more likely to help people get, like, jobs in whatever trade industry they're going into. Lost a Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. I realized I drew this head too high up. Like, you gotta be farther down, buddy. Perpetual motion machine. two nerds getting each other into their favorite things, or even just stuff they like. Endless source of energy and hyperfixation. It's like my freaking accidentally broke my teeth the other day when I dropped them on the tile floor, and I was so sad. I was only able to get them back by today. I had to send them into the shop, the teeth shop. So occasionally I might move the mic out of the way so I can enjoy a handful of crunchy treats. Yeah, it's not like the whole game free, and they probably make all their money off of gacha and whatever live streaming stuff. Magical girl IDs, oh my god. I have to look up another baseball hat. Cool. Oh, that would be so cute. Don't be a coward, Kim Ji-woon. So dramatic. Giant doll head. Very doll-like. Oh, even more dramatic. Delightful. That would be really fun to do a doll mod of. And Charity has, like, Monster High proportions. Cool. "10:02 p.m. Adventure time. Time to get a watch. I'm trying everything I know here." That's, thinking. I speak to you from my future. A whole hour in the future. Where everything still kind of sucks. But it's cooler now. Like, temperature-wise. Let me know if the volume's, like, okay. We all love Miku. It is the law. Oh my god, I forgot about, like, the 3D model dance video. That's pretty fun. Ah, it's got head hands. That's gross, I like it. Pretty okay. Canada is really wide. Canada is so wide. Hyperfixation is strong with this one. Does this hat make like any sense? Not really. Aww. The outfit changes. Trying to look like this person is squinting in confusion, and I'm struggling in anguish. There's a hat in the way. Put that over here before it disappears into the other. Yeah, classic outfit. I think Luca has... Yeah, Luca and Mako have like my favorite voice banks. There are a few like non-Krypton Vocaloids that I've heard who have really nice voice banks. I can't remember all their names. Yeah. Luca had octopus. The video paused for a second because even it was like, huh? Like a man in a wooden headshot. Like, I know what they mean, but also, this is kind of how most people happen. And that's gotta be confusing. They're different time zones, same province. Come on, let me scroll up. It's Guilty Gear, it's gonna be horny. Really cool art style, though. Servant of Wrath. Oh my god, it's crying. I like this thing. I like how it has gross hooves? Kind of. I just like it. I can watch that later. Buffalo Jump. That definitely sounds like a place. Nah, I think I like just the symbol. Symbol speech bubble, because technically it's thinking, but it's also like. Head smashed in Buffalo Jump. Oh hey, it's like Klimt based. Yeah, the patterns are definitely very Madoka. King of what? King of Greed? Yeah, it's like that one painting by... It's Klimt, right? You know that guy, yeah, this guy. Gustav Klimt. That's interesting. I wonder why they chose his art style. They're all into like highly specific symbolism and stuff, so yeah, that was a really cool track. I like the sort of asymmetricality of it, but also like the repetitions. Very good stuff. I think you should do whatever you want for your birthday. I got really tired of like having to do things for a birthday a long time ago because it was always just like for other people. I'm like, I like helping my friends, but also I'm like constantly doing stuff for other people. So on my birthday, I just kind of like to be selfish and do whatever I feel like. That's farther over there. Okay, so they won't see it. Oh no! And they couldn't just call it Buffalo Jump. They were like, no, we have to make sure people know what happened to the buffaloes after they jumped. Wait, did he link something? Hold on. Alright. I think Jessica's just showing us the, oh, looky you! We're a little jester friend. I always like jesters and clowns and stuff. Mostly the sort of jester style. I like them because they're kind of creepy. Oh, what a cute little friend.
Here we are, standing in the middle of Sakumenan, which is in Blackfoot,
Excellent.
the traditional land of the Blackfoot people. On top of one of the highest places in the land, we are once again up at Hit Smashed in Buffalo Jump.
Wow, it's really?
Alberta,
Okay.
Alberta. We're about 100 miles south of Calgary.
For some reason, I thought, like, I got confused and I thought you were talking about a game location in the game you're playing. It's like a really wacky game.
And the way they would do it is that they would lure the animals from the gathering basins over the edge of the cliff, and in doing so, would provide sufficient food to carry them through.
I wonder if the name sounds more elegant in the language of the native people or whatever.
China, Japan, Germany, Australia, and we have a large group that come over from England, to visit our center here. We do have a number of programs.
Cool.
Throughout the center. We have our video conferencing, which we started last year. We have what's known as the buffalo hunt, and there we look at some of the items that come out, from the buffalo. We also look at some of the projectile points and some of the tools that were used at that time. So all through the center, what we have is a cultural story as well as a scientific story, which helps to unravel the story behind what we call Hit Smashed in Buffalo Jump. Every year we seem to be attracting more people, so we'd like to, extend an invitation out. We still have a lot of room and we're still growing. The story of Hit Smashed in Buffalo Jump is something that will continue to unfold. So even visitors that have come before, when they come back, they will always see something new.
Just make it like one little row there. John's like, I am the buffalo! God, that looks so interesting. I have to check that out later. Mm. I'll like actually write things on these. We'll do that later because that's not very important. Just really like adding little background details. Okay, so I'm gonna take a break from working on this to work on this. Like here, okay, right. I gotta do the fur highlights on this boy, and this freak. The Wendy wins. Y'all talk all fast all the time. As someone who listens to music and has opinions, I fully agree with you. I don't know why I don't like some things sometimes or why I like some things. The Nile. Please let me scroll. Come on. Okay. Huh. That's specific. That's pretty cool though. Oh yeah, I gotta remember to try to see if that one chiptune artist I saw at the concert the other day post any of his stuff on like Bandcamp or something. So I've never seen someone perform live on a Game Boy, but it was pretty rad. And I really liked his stuff. Oh yeah, and they're like all edgy about it, so it just like really makes the message work, you know? That's why I'm mostly interested in their stories. Heyo! There's extra dinner on the stove, and there's also the stuff from yesterday where it's also more chicken, but I mix the extra pot roast gravy into some steamed broccoli. So depending on what kind of veggies you want, there's options. Well, that's a pretty cool song. I guess you mean the lyrics were heavy, and I have a really hard time hearing what people are saying in certain types of music, so I would have to like look up the lyrics, but unless you meant that the tone is heavy, which it also is. Just a second, it's gonna mess up my display for a second, but it's so annoying when someone's like, clearly this is an imitation or like a fucking whatever of some other band, and it's like, okay, fuck you. Yeah. and summoning the Lords in Black to take out your t-shirt. That way, you want me to shoot someone? I'll fucking do it. I guess they would want what you want the most, so... You'd have to sacrifice whatever character you had to do the pity poll for. Cute eel laughter. Oh yeah, the summoning up. Yeah, I love how that's the pause thumbnail right there. Seconds. Just gonna sort of gently blend that down. I kind of want it to look like Wiggly is very, very soft fur. I don't know why. I just feel like he would have the softest, cleanest fur. For some reason, that bothers me the most, so that's the idea I went with. Yeah, you do whatever you want, buddy. Why did I call you buddy? I'm fucking tired, I'm so sorry. Do whatever you want, Daxes. And that could potentially drive someone insane. I guess you'd have to make it so they don't go, like, nose blind to it. They, like, never get used to it. Okay.
Did it work?
If you link the Insta, please do it in the Discord, so it doesn't immediately escape into the very fast-running jet. I'm glad I'm not trying to be, like, famous or anything, because I cannot deal with the chat moving too fast. I feel bad if I don't see everyone's messages. This is back. Oh, how weird they are. Okay, fuck, Jesus, it's escaping. Oh god, okay.
I'm gonna have the whole set in my toy box.
Yeah, Instagram kinda sucks, but... I do have one, because, like, every other artist has one. So people ask to follow me, I'm like, oh yeah, I might as well. So we can follow each other. Thank you. I did open it, but I might accidentally close it when I'm closing video tabs.
Our true forms would melt your mind. Don't frighten him, Pokey, you nasty boy.
We shot Max Jagerman. We heard you could help us.
The Lords in Black will help you, yes, you stupid silly girl. Why help you with the Jaegermen when we can help the world?
Yeah, so helpful there.
We could take hold of little Maxie and pull him right down to Drowsy Town.
Swallow his soul, I want to lick it.
But why? Maxie Poo's about to get you. Tear you all to bloody bits.
I want to see that.
How about a bargain? We'll give you whatever you want. Just get rid of Jaegerman.
Whatever we want.
Whatever we want, we want. Whatever we want, we get. Whatever you want, you want, you want. Forever in our debt.
What could you give to me? Let me check my Christmas list. There is something.
Fucking wheezing.
Something fun.
Something.
Oh, you'll hardly miss it. We just want what you
I'm sure you've
cherish
studied each
most.
character's choreo to the T and replicated it on your own. Mastered it by this point.
What we cherish most? What do you mean?
What do you want, Steph? One of you must give up the thing you treasure above all else. Do it or die.
Treasure above all else. I know what it is. My phone! My whole life's on this thing! My contacts! My pictures!
We don't give a shit
Check
about
that your phone.
We want what you really want. You can't lie to us, Steph. You can lie to yourself, but not to me. Think about it. Ah, there he is. Steph?
No.
What's in your pocket, Stephanie?
I don't know. I think you can alter that. Like, I think you can change it so that people can't see who you're following or posts you like or anything like that. Unless they change that feature. I generally don't care to look at who people follow. I'm not that nosy. Unless you're saying that because you want us to look at who you follow. Like, teehee, don't look at who I'm following. Yeah, I love how in Nightmare Time you get to see how, like, kind of terrifying they all are. But they're also fucking silly about it. Except for Nibley. Nibley was horrifying. Mm. Mm. I guess at the same age, you could probably follow them, and like, I think you just follow any account that posts stuff that you think is cool. I do understand stuff like, I don't think I follow anyone who's like a kid. I mean, technically, you're kind of a kid. Teenagers fall under the class of kid, even though you're a different type of kid. But that was like with an invitation, so I guess that's okay. And also, I barely ever check Instagram, so the likelihood that I ever even see your posts is very minimal. I wish Instagram would show me the friggin' posts by people I follow. That would be nice. It would be nice to see things that I follow people for. I've lost track of the generations. I can't remember which one's which. Yeah, occasionally, like, since y'all tend to stop by before or after school, I kind of imagine myself as like a grandma or a nanny who, like, the kids stop by at her house. Or for me, I guess, like, my fucking cave full of cobwebs before or after school, and are like, "Hi, Grandma! I want to tell you about video games and fucking K-pop and Eurovision and stuff." And I'm like, "Oh, that's nice, dear." my god, you think about cookies remind me that I have cookies. Still have some of these delicious lemon cookies we baked just the other day. Dunk that in my tea I also forgot about. It's like, oh, yes, Aura. My, you kids have the funniest phrases these days. Mm. Ah. Oh, god, I'm dropping cookie crumbs everywhere. Oh, fuck. One more. Okay. Mm. I remember some songs I liked, but I can't remember where they were all from. I'm sure Snakes is already about to send a link to the Croatian performance, either a really good performance video or one of the rather bad quality bootleg ones, because I'm an American and they won't allow me to watch Eurovision on the official channels. I think I got the full body shading pretty good. Just could use a bit more shade. Did I, okay. I'll add a little bit to that. Heck, dude. Rice will get you if you're not careful.
It's cool now in the
Is it
kitchen.
gonna stop weirdly?
That
Let's see.
happens when you're bedtime. I'm staring and staring.
Yeah, Milkshake Man is an absolute bop.
And I know you're gonna love this. A better kind of justice. I don't want it more. One last thing. Sprinkle on my sweet revenge.
Ah. 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 I'm not,
Take a bite of my poison cake.
the strobing was coming after me personally, so just while that song is playing, we're gonna give it, we're just gonna put these dogs in the way. We're just gonna put these fluffy little dogs in the way. It is in fact carbs. Delicious, wonderful carbs. I like how they screamed with Little there, it was cool.
Made you something that I know you like. Chocolate covered sugar and spice. Tasty, tasty, yum, yum, tasty. Candy colors, special. Take a bite of my It's not my fault I got carried away. I lost control and I started to beg.
Yeah, I do think I could add a bit more of a bold shading to him here. I mean, that is a pretty cool way to pick a rhythm. Because those old nursery rhymes and songs and stuff like that have, like, you know, you recognize them forever. Some of the first songs you learn. I think it was interesting. Not super my kind of thing, but interesting. Did some, like, experimental kind of stuff, I feel like. Heck. Yeah.
Okay, guys, we gotta wrap some
I don't know the full Poke Rap, but I do know the full version of the original theme song, and that's pretty much all I got.
Electro, Diglett, Nidoran, Mankey, Venusaur, Rattata, Fearow, Pidgey, Seaking, Jolteon, Dragonite, Ghastly, Ponyta, Vaporeon, Poliwrath, Butterfree. Catch 'em, gotta catch 'em all. Pokemon! I'll search across the land, look far and wide. Release from my hand the power that's inside. Venomoth, Poliwag, Nidorino, Golduck, Ivysaur, Grimer.
Can't hear it.
Nidoking, Farfetch'd, Abra, Jigglypuff, Kingler, Rhyhorn, Clefable, Wigglytuff. Catch 'em, gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all.
Pokemon. Should be. Volume should be all the way up there, and that's.
Magneton, Snorlax, Gengar, Tangela, Goldeen, Spearow, Weezing, Seal, Gyarados, Slow.
Let me know if anyone else is having that problem.
Kabuto, Persian, Paris, Horsey, Raticate, Magnemite, Kadabra, Weepinbell, Ditto, Cloyster, Caterpie, Sandshrew, Bulbasaur, Charmander, Golem, Pikachu.
Possibly, somehow.
Alakazam, Doduo, Venonat, Macho, Kangaskhan, Hypno, Electabuzz, Flareon, Blastoise, Poliwhirl, Oddish, Drowsy, Raichu, Nidoqueen, Bellsprout, Starmie!
Woo! We're at the halfway point. Doing great so far.
We? What's all this we stuff? I'm doing all the hard work.
Break time's over. Here we go!
Metapod, Marowak, Kakuna, Clefairy, Dodrio, Seadra, Firebloom, Granny, Lickitung, Tauros, Weedle, Nidoran, Machop, Shelter,
Yeah. And there's also an old technique in like working out called what's like carbo loading, where the day before, I think it's the day before, like a while before you do a really hardcore physical activity, you eat like a ton of carbs because it'll give you the energy for the next day. I don't know if people still do that because everyone's like terrified of carbs and sugars these days, or if food science has changed or something, but
Catch your breath, man. Shake out those legs.
that like used to be a thing as far as I know.
24 more to go.
Now it gets tricky, so listen real good.
Sand sledge, head one lead, side duck, Arcanine, Eevee, executive,
I just really like pasta.
Teeny, Bowlight, Mr. Mime, Cubone, Graveler, Voltorb, Glue. We're almost home. Gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon.
It's my darker color.
Charmeleon, Wartortle, Mewtwo,
Wartortle.
Tentacruel, Aerodactyl,
I love the way it says Wartortle.
Slowpoke, Pidgeot, Arbok. That's all, folks.
Catch 'em, gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon. Catch 'em, gotta catch 'em all.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting when they made like this full version.
Gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon.
Hold on. Yeah. I miss Wonder Trades. There's so many goddamn games. Yeah. There, a lot of the times when I get sad about my bad memory, which is often, I'm like, oh, my only consolation pretty much is that sometimes I get to see things that I really liked as if I'm seeing them for kind of the first time. Sometimes I remember them, sometimes I don't, but I usually still like them. And that can be nice. Ice cream tacos. Captain. The captain was being fussy and not wanting to go to sleep in his own room, so I'm hanging out in the kitchen? No, I'm hanging out in the living room with him. And he's passed out and he's barking in his sleep, and it is adorable. But if I know if I try to get my phone out and film it, he will stop doing it. He's making the funniest little noises.
Cât minuto cât ceas nu paranoia Pasio te il verde tu cât bota Ne per questa ambulanță Că cu sfete aroganță Că să te naftam Ce spriște coca Profundora ne nui Kur smota goja Imagino ogni minut Pa ushtar Po jetima As një shishe në ocean Nafti vjenera Ja gada lirin e fjall Sëm sëm shkolla Kryo në mua Një sever të pastor Në notën të me Të tërgoj drite
I love this outfit. Yes, Vogue at us.
Round of applause for Colazza.
Woo! When the wind hits its two women. Did I get something? I don't know. It really sucks that they got type 1 that young. Any kind of diabetes, really. That was a pretty cool one.
Thank you so much.
No. Sometimes I know, oh no, is just all I got. Get quite soften the fluffen up in some areas.
Well, now we have Albania. That's a heavy dress there.
Beautiful work again from the costume side. Designer.
Come on.
It actually fits the mystical song Albania has. A very special mood in the song.
Absolutely, and it's actually quite a surprise that they're here in the sense of that they beat out, they clear favorite in the nationals. That was quite the setup, and now they're here and earning every single applause they're getting.
Just gonna add a little bit of darker shade
No
to
wonder they
here.
are doing a lot of festivals with this kind of
Shape
music
like
and
that.
also this kind of outfit.
Pretty wild outfits are. I mean, as definition, if he won't live on his own, certainly not living. Yeah, carbs are like, they be processed the same as sugars, like similar to sugars and all that. I got some friends who are diabetic and pre-diabetic, so they gotta like watch out for stuff. And Grinch?
Order clock, wallow in self-pity. 4:30, stare into the abyss. 5 o'clock, solve world hunger. Tell no one. 5:30, jazzercise. 6:30, dinner with me. I can't cancel that.
Start on
7
Tinky
o'clock,
now.
wrestle with my self-loathing. I'm booked. Of course, if I want the loathing to 9, I could still be done in time to lay in bed, stare at the ceiling, and slip slowly into madness.
Slip slowly into madness. Okay, time to make Tinky disgusting. Snake's like, I am going to tell you exactly how bad of a doctor I would be. Ow, ow, ow. Gotta stretch my arm out a little bit. Who hates that adaptation of The Grinch? I really like that one. Ow, ow, ow. Doing some big stretchies. Awesome posture check. You okay, Captain? Belly rubs.
I'll tell you, Max, I don't know why I ever leave this place. I've got all the company I need right here.
Yeah, babies are only precious and sacred before they're born. After they're born, fuck them.
How are you?
Quote by every Republican. Every single one. They all said it at once in unison across the whole country.
Really mature, saying
It was pretty crazy. Every American knows this. That day when every single Republican said that.
All right, fine. I'm not talking to you anymore. In fact, I'm going to whisper, so that by the time my voice reverberates off the walls and gets back to me, I won't be able to hear it.
I feel like I missed part of the baby thing. I was holding my elbow at a really weird angle, so I gotta like move it around a bit. Yeah, skulls are pretty strong. Skulls and face bones and whatnot. How'd that happen? I have Butterfly by Marina stuck in my head because I got the album and I've been listening to my car all day. Listening to it in my car all day, I can say that. Oh yeah, elbows are hardcore. I haven't watched any for a long time, but I used to follow some MMA practitioners, and mostly just because I like seeing people beat the fuck out of each other. It's fun. And seeing someone get like a really hardcore elbow to the temple and just getting their face covered in blood just because the elbow was too sharp is always crazy to me. Prison of Husks. This looks very much like my kind of game. Unravel a maze-like world. Definitely looks maze-like. Wild. That looks really cool. So I gotta check that out. Prison of Husks. When I go through my tabs later. Yeah, I remember to look that up. Captain, why are you kicking me? Why are you kicking me, little guy, huh? Yeah, like, did he kill them and feed them to pigs in the same place, or... Yeah, pigs are omnivorous. They sure will eat pretty much anything. Okay, I think I'll start immediately grossing this up. Tinky's gotta be the grossest one. Because that's how he was described. Maybe it's just like a really good area for serial killers. They find the area and they're like, oh man, this place is great. What is it, Kim? Just a sleepy puppy. Just a sleepy puppy. This little guy zonked. Took him on a walk and gave him some extra snackos. He's just been snoozing over here since then. You gotta go to bed some, like, you're in bed, but you gotta go to, like, Basil's room at some point, little guy. That's so many people. Oh, I was wondering if I would remember this, but like I don't. It's definitely very Nicktoons, though. Like, I remember the vibes of this, even if I don't remember this exactly. And back in the day, they didn't even care if they were being corny. They were like, you know what, yeah, we're being corny, but we're gonna have a good time. I think it was just like depending on the serial killer's standards, because some of them, you'll read about them or watch fucking documentaries or whatever. It'll be like, this serial killer had a very specific interest in people of this age with this very specific hair or hairstyle or something like that, or only attacked people working in this profession or whatever. And some of them are just like, yeah, this guy just loved murdering women, as many as possible. Captain, do you want to go back to B's room? This dog has a magical sense where he knows right when you're about to get up to do something, it'll hop up on your lap. He's a little chihuahua, so even though he is very small, he is very cute, and so he can keep you incapacitated for quite a while, just like a cat. And also, if you lean forward in your seat, he will immediately climb up to get behind you so you can't lean back again. I mean, you can lean back, but you'll squish him and then you'll feel bad. Because he is tiny and cute. Diabolical creature. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Dang it. No, I didn't click on that. Fucking... I didn't click on that. God. I hate borderless windows. I wonder if I can find some of that one guy's stuff on here. Hold on. Does he post stuff on YouTube? No, Condard. Okay, for some reason there's only this one that's been uploaded. Which I know he did a cover of I Write Sins Not Tragedies in 8-bit. So there's at least this. Oh wow. That son of a bitch. Okay. Yeah. God dang. This. Did I accidentally write that? Open that 3 times? I guess I did. Okay. Well, I gotta jam out to this for a little bit. Yep, I'm saying killing 65 women is definitely wrong. That's a lot of people. Yeah, I was figuring, because, like, I was thinking, like, was that one Canadian serial killer who was just going after Indigenous women? Because, like, there's already a huge problem up there with, people going missing, right? It's probably also in the States. I just hear about it from Canada more. I mean, that one guy definitely contributed to a lot of it. Oh yeah, if it's a racist serial killer, it's like, man, you're not even just a freak, you gotta be racist about it. Come on. I'll smooth this out too much. I want him to look kind of crusty. It's like, if he was already kind of old, I guess I understand why they didn't give him the longest sentence ever, but like, were they just like, alright, he's probably gonna die in prison, yeah. Because I know there are some places where they technically give people like life in prison, but life is technically like different amounts of time. Or it's like you will be there for most of your life, but not forever. I think there should be an until you die ruling. I don't actually agree with prisons, but like, it's like, I think if you're gonna sort of like do a punishment like that, there should be like an until you die ruling. For just people where it's like, okay, you done fucked up. You're not allowed in society anymore. Yeah, I really like that rendition.
Everyone has secrets. That's what makes us special.
Yeah? Sometimes I like to pretend I'm a pixie.
And I keep a baboon heart under my pillow.
What's that?
Nothing, dear.
Yeah, it's like, I think we should work more on like
European style undergarments.
Yeah, you see? And well, I've always liked rainbows.
Rocco!
Oh my.
That's disgusting!
Let's get him.
Yeah, let him. Come on, guys.
Wait, did I say rainbows? I meant dolls. No, not dolls. I meant
No, no. I guess his goat face would also be kind of furry. Because I'm basing these off the plushies. At least want to make it like uncomfortably sort of wrinkly looking. Kind of fleshy. Like, I know I was looking on Tumblr of all places, but like I was trying to see like what other people were interpreting the Lords in Black as, and like, you know, drawing them as, and of course most of the fan art is them from the summoning scene because they look the most human there. They were holding tongue. They were holding court in the teen's own form and tongue. But also, like, everyone, like, there seemed to be a specific interest in Tinky and trying to draw him just, like, really cool. And I'm like, okay. I mean, in Nightmare Time, he was described as kind of nasty and he sounds like an evil clown, but okay. Tumblr sexy man him up, I guess. That is a great subject for a Tumblr sexy man, now that I think of it, actually. He's kind of perfect for the role. A Tumblr sexy man has to be a character that is canonically, like, preferably non-human or kind of weird or, like, you know, not conventionally handsome. And then they get turned into a top hat wearing twink. That is the rule of the Tumblr sexy man. It can't be someone who's already sexy. Yeah, 100 years, right? It would be crazy if they just kept the person's corpse in prison until the end of their sentence and just, like, strung them up on a wall or something. Like, that would be kind of medieval of them, but I feel like, you know, like, it would get the point across. Why do I keep accidentally fucking clicking on the goddammit? Yeah, I also never got jokes like that as a kid. I can't remember, most episodes of shows that I saw when I was a kid, unless it's like that one episode of Pokemon that I really liked, where they meet the ghosts. It's probably why I'm such a fan of ghost types. What? Am I lagging or something? What's wrong? I was trying to read all of the chats, because y'all are being active tonight. There's torture. Alright, the guy who was bald and torturing people about hair. Something about fucked up teeth. Rocco, hold on a second. There was this one, and then... Yeah, okay.
Oh my gosh! She's bald! She's bald and she's torturing people who have hair!
God, Totally Spies was so good. I, like, barely remember it. I just remember liking it. So I see it again, like, clips like that, and I'm like, oh my god, Totally Spies was so good.
No one leaves during my tour.
Oh, right. I'm just thinking, like, I mean, you give someone 100 years in prison, what if you take that fucking seriously? I take it like your body will stay in prison until the end of your sentence.
Leave without thinking of the consequences.
Just like as a concept.
I've got a wife and 2 kids to think of, you know.
Like, it would be really unsanitary.
Where does that leave them? Why? Why? What are you doing, number 13? You're not planning to leave me too, are you? I haven't authorized you to exit this bus! Get back on this bus and we'll forget the whole thing! Number 13!
I had to pay attention to hear what he was saying, because he was doing such dramatic voice acting. But, I'm just like, as a concept, like, I don't know, like in a fucked up fantasy setting or something like that, where they say, you're going in jail for 100 years, and they literally keep you chained up in there after you die for 100 years, just so the other prisoners could see. I feel like that would be some good, like, villain stuff going on. I don't know, okay, it would be like a utopian society, where it's like, you know, they're really, really hard on crime, but, you know, of course they have this dark underbelly where it's like, they take crime so seriously to keep their society as perfect as possible. That they use, like, fear to manipulate people and stuff like that. I don't know, I'm just brainstorming now. Also, goddammit, I was rambling and you guys, I should just, like, take up part of the screen as this. I should just make this, like, really big. Yeah, I'm joking. I don't actually want that. It would be unsanitary, it would be pretty fucked up. And I don't actually agree with prison system. I don't think we should have prisons. Oh yeah, Totally Spies definitely awakens some things in people. Yeah, so you hang the corpses from the ceilings, where they're out of the way. And they won't be overcrowded. Oh yeah, I love so many weird animation styles and stuff like that. Back in my day, it was good stuff. Batman the Animated Series is a work of pure fucking art. It is a masterpiece. Batman the Animated Series is really good, and everyone should watch it. Robert Pickton. I'm bad with names, but I do recognize that one. I like to read fucked up true crime stuff about serial killers and stuff. Hello, welcome back. Okay, have a good day, right? It's all topsy-turvy over there in frickin' like Eastern Europe or whatever. The Balkans or something. That's where Croatia is, right? It's like uncomfortably close to Ukraine, so every time I hear, about the fucking crazy Russian stuff going on over there, I'm like, God, I hope taxes are okay. I know they're like a few hundred miles apart or whatever, but that's like nothing. Stay safe, hopefully don't get bombed, good luck with school. Okay, good night, man. Or good morning, good sleep. Have a good heckin' nap time. I kind of like this, but like not really, so I think I'm gonna like try something else.
All around me, Eggmans, worn out Eggmans, worn out Eggmans, bright and
Come on.
I'm back in the fucking building again! Oh my god, I'm so
Please stop.
sick!
Ouch.
Oh no!
Please stop.
wait,
Ouch,
no,
ouch.
not again.
Cut it out, Ham. I told you I'm not getting her that way. Besides, she's not my type. I like Melba.
Jesus Christ. pretty great. I think I have that on one of my playlists, so I gotta check that out later. Oh yeah, that probably didn't have any influence on your style or sense of humor or anything. Let me find something that totally didn't influence anything I like. What was it, like season 1 or something? I don't know. I know which one it was. Is that it? Do I remember the name of it? Oh my god, I remember the name of it. Jesus Christ. Okay. I think I saw one for a second. Yeah. It's the part where Ash fucking dies. You're just like, haha, yeah! Hearts and sparkles. All of Ash's deaths in Pokemon. So I just, that's...
With today being the 3-year anniversary of that time, I thought, hey, let's count every time Ash dies. I now thought it'd be a good time to rekindle that video and collect every single time Ash has died, all into one video to address all the comments mentioning that I missed one death. Because Ash decided to die 5 months after that, as if they really like my top 5 and want to give me a reason to make another one.
Yeah, when using Custodial Paint, come on. There we go.
If he dies shortly after this, we're doing this again in 3 years. We'll be running through every single time Ash has died, with an updated ranking of how good of a scene it was, based on how it's felt after all these years with the evolution of Ash. We'll definitely include that death that was new at the time, as well as one that was slightly updated. So 1.5 new ones here.
Yeah, he didn't totally
6,
die. I mean, yeah, his
the
ghost
Tower
came out of
Terror.
him, but...
The time of Ash beating Haunter and his gang of spiritual trolls is a classic death to start off with. It's a bit more on the funny, cartoony side of Ash dying, as it should be with how much of a different contrast there is between Ash dying in a movie and dying in a regular episode. That makes it hard to compete with the other deaths.
That scene in the first movie made me cry as a little kid, and it honestly would probably make me cry as an adult too. I'm a sentimental bitch.
Through a whole story and have it happen as if it's second nature to writing a Pokemon movie. That makes it hard to climb up on this list, but it is still a great one to start with. It is a real memorable moment seeing Ash and Pikachu vanquished into ghosts as a chandelier drops onto them and knocking them into the spirit world with the 3 ghostly stooges, but still having Ash and Pikachu remain together to see what the afterlife is like. Not very good, gonna be honest here. They do have a fun time messing with their friends,
it was a lot of fun.
flying them into the sky and dropping them. Not really the first thing you usually do after you die, but they had maybe 8 minutes left in this episode, not enough time for an existential crisis. For some. It does set the tone for the silly Pokemon these 3 ghosts are, and Haunter is one of the wishes for Pokemon Ash had kept with him. The biggest question asked, however, is how did either of them die from being electrocuted by the drop chandelier when Pikachu is an electric type, and Ash is constantly electrocuted by Pikachu? I don't know how to respond to those comments.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is an anime.
I thought the...
Maybe real-world electricity
I can't remember it enough. I thought the
significantly more
chandelier just,
powerful
like,
than
crushed them or
electrical
something.
Maybe it's really strong. You can take out a Pikachu in battle with
Or,
Thunderbolts
like, the
if you use
chandelier
enough
crushed them and
times. How
Pikachu
is this the
electrified
question?
out of shock,
They're
and that, like, that
grabbing
finished
souls
them
out of
off.
Dead bodies. That's a lot less realistic than electrical consistency and the Volt's need to knock these 2 out. Number 5. Pokemon Ranger.
I guess that's appropriate. In the spirit of Tinky, who is a bastard, who,
really maintains itself as well
loves
as
to
it
fuck
used
with
to,
people.
and
We have both lost the game.
spot compared to the rest, with the new one pushing it down a little bit, but having it remain as a heartfelt scene, because they swap hearts. Ash's death by large amounts of water in this movie is a much more dramatic scene, but comparable to him plunging into the sea during Pokemon 2000. The difference is this is a much more extended dive, and with a lot more emphasis on having to revive Ash as he swims to the bottom of the underwater castle for a longer period of time. It has that staple Ash must save the world feeling and sacrifice himself to do so, but does miss a little bit of that typical charm you get from a usual Ash death, where there's really just not enough time to bask in the moment of all of what is going on with him before he is immediately revived. I could only get half a cry in during this movie's death scene, and that's not good. There's a lot of water in this movie. I was at least trying to keep it competitive with my tears. It does, however, give a good spotlight to May and her endearing hope for Ash to
Ghastly
live.
Haunter and
Along with
Gengar
Ash's charming self,
are
bringing him even
absolute
closer to
icons.
another mythical Pokemon who needs to save him, as he bravely protects them in a waterproof pod and jumps into the flood to save them.
Yeah, drowning's
He
pretty
even checked
intense.
the temperature of the water with like a quick dip of his foot before diving in. He knew what he had to do. Ash is a brave soul. Number 4, Lucario and the Mystery of Mew. With how many people die in this one movie, it's not just an Ash death. It's
I
an
have not
Ush
seen
death.
all of these.
A lot of people die, not just him. That's what I'm trying to say here.
I think
Maybe
I
that
saw
gets a little saturated for
the
some,
first
so it doesn't
movie
stand
in
out as of a
2000,
moment.
and I
Oh,
can't
Ash is
remember
dying, but
most
so are
of
6
them.
other people. Not a very
I
exclusive
remember a
death
lot
there,
more of the
Ash.
first
Share your
movie, though.
talents a little too much. I found it somewhat of a surprise at the very least. The call from Ash saying he loves Pikachu is a real heartfelt moment.
I'll miss you, buddy. I love you.
Seeing him disintegrate into his Jello cup, however, is a bit of a different feeling than the other movies.
Oh, good.
It is more of a quick scene where you're seeing all these people running from the blobs like the Pokemon getting captured in the first movie and being
Yeah.
turned into clones. Except this time it's the humans. But it does give that adrenaline feeling of how are they going to get out of this one? Much like earlier in
Say
the movie when
progress
Ash
check.
ran across those slippery crystallized tree roots in his Die Hard parkour scene. And you wonder
I'm
how
gonna
he
put
keeps
all
dying
of the
after he
eye
does
shines
that.
on like this one.
After Ash gets blobbed up last, the focus
think
ends
I
up
did
on
that first
Pikachu where
too.
he has to ask Mew to save Ash. This is where the more sad side of things come into play, as seeing Pikachu crying after the I love you call out and knowing Pikachu can't do anything but ask for help is what really brings the sentiment of the scene to a higher degree, rather than the fact that they were all attacked by pudding. Number 3, Pokemon Black. This scene is where the real emotions start flowing, as having those moments where Ash is encased in a tomb of no escape with other Pokemon he ends up bonding with is really what brings in that sincere feeling. Ash having this moment with Pikachu and Victini as he freezes in this very tight space brings the endearing quality of the time he was in a frozen cave with his Gen 1 pals and mixes that with the sadness of a more typical Ash in a movie death scene as Victini and Pikachu
forgot,
are thinking that they're gonna lose him.
Right.
The two Pokemon do share their moments with Ash before Victini fires up out of pure sadness and no one needs to save Ash as Ash cries from thinking he's gonna have to leave them. Even leading up to this, where Ash is strongly gripping onto his two friends, asking him to think about what he can do, and being almost frozen, still thinking about Victini's wishes before almost meeting his demise, really tugs on the heartstrings and jump out as one of the saddest, loving scenes on
Pokemon
Pokemon.
movies are so dramatic.
Number 2, Mewtwo Strikes Back, and the Evolution. How could anyone forget one of the most emotional scenes brought to you by Ash's
Right.
lifespan? Although the Tower of Terror may technically be the first death,
Everyone's
that
probably
was
like,
more of a
I
comedic
remember
way,
my first
but
3
this was meant
deaths.
to have you sniffle a little bit in the theater with a hard focus on the screen to see what would happen next. They even remade this movie to show you how this scene would go, but updated it as if it happened in the year 2500 with its animation. The classic memory of seeing Ash run into the battle in the original and being hit from both sides with a powerful blast from Mew and Mewtwo fighting it out really set the pace for how scenes could portray the ways Pokemon could be seen differently in many forms. Not only seeing Ash be grounded to the floor and having Pikachu run over to hope he is okay, but also seeing the legendary mythical Pokemon coming to terms with what they did to him really reached for some tissue sponsorships. It is nice to see that remastered into the new movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution, and seeing it all play out again, but made with Play-Doh. However, the memories the scene has brought stands out to Pokemon fans everywhere, and seeing it again is still wondrous. The desperation of Pikachu shocking a stone dash, the sentiment of Mewtwo calling him a fool, and the tears of all the Pokemon reviving Ash made this a memorable and heart-wrenching, but scientifically incorrect scene. How is crying going to restore a person who was turned to stone? At least Mew and Manaphy revived him in the previously mentioned movies, and Victini warmed him up from freezing. Tears are not to be relied on as a method. Someone please use Heal Bell. This is a room filled with 50 Pokemon, all with moves. Okay, wrong gen for that move, not invented yet. And not sure what else you can use here, but at least Pikachu tried to get a pulse with some electricity. Maybe didn't learn you could not do that to a rock even after the first gym battle. But I guess that's what you had the tears there for, to make the electricity effective for a heart rate, because Mewtwo didn't set up a fire code. Regardless of how you see the scene, whether it be in the original or the Robot Chicken version, it will forever be remembered as one of Ash's revivals of the century. Number 1, I Choose You. This is the one everyone has been waiting for 3 years, and a real deserving moment for the number 1 spot of this list. Ash dying in Pokemon I Choose You has been seen as a rival to the first movie. This movie brings another scene that is more than likely this generation of Pokemon fans' standout moment, trying to match the feeling Pokemon fans had when they saw Mew and Mewtwo striking Ash. With Ash and Pikachu struggling to protect one another from Marshadow, and the Pokemon controlled by it, the constant bravery shown by both of them to try and sacrifice themselves for each other is a scene to really remember. Seeing Ash be attacked by all these Pokemon while defending Pikachu and begging Pikachu to go inside the Pokeball, all leading up to Ash being blasted by the Pokemon controlled by Marshadow, and having him fade away and disappearing was something to behold for the first time. I mean, there were some parts that did need to happen. Pikachu didn't really need to speak English during this whole section, or at all. But maybe that was just a setup for the audience to feel what it's like for Ash to die when a pop-up scene of Pikachu speaking comes out of nowhere that no one was ready for.
Always what?
Bruh.
Much like a blast from these
Oh,
Pokemon.
okay, that's pretty weird.
Seeing Ash manage to convince Pikachu to get into the Pokeball to block the attacks, then seeing Pikachu come out of it to a disappearing Ash, trying to put the hat on him before it's too late, being brought to tears by Ash's death, and unleashing the most powerful electric attack there is, wiping everyone out of sheer sadness, was one hell of a scene. But witnessing the two be reunited and Ash coming back to life after thinking he just can't escape dying again, much like the franchise as a whole, but seeing it relish in time, aging magnificently as if it got younger, like Ash, was an incredibly memorable moment out of all the Pokemon movies. This is also a pretty confirmed death too. For the other deaths, you could maybe argue Ash doesn't fully drown and he was saved and just passed out. Maybe he was just knocked out by the electricity and they took his passed out spirit. Maybe he didn't freeze to death and was 1 degree away before the heating got turned on. Maybe he was alive in the stone. But arguing that off-brand Jello death is a bit difficult, as is the one where he is sent into the literal spirit world after his body dematerializes into particles and needs to be called back into the real world. Usually when Ash gets saved, it's by things like Frogadier just Spider-Man web shooting him before his back touches the lava when saving his Firebird. But this savior was by Ho-Oh and Pikachu's love and affection put together to not only awaken Ash from the spirit realm, but also us in the audience when he spoke English.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. You mean a phantom? The little tree that's supposed to be the spirit of a child who got lost wandering in the forest. And you can just own it like a pet and just put it in a little ball and make it fight for you. I really like ghost types, so I tend to remember a bit more about them than anything else. And then Phantom turns into Trevenant, which is a really badass cool tree monster. Yeah. Love that detail. And Yeah, there's one called Spiritomb, and it's supposed to be the soul of a prisoner who committed a crime so heinous that his soul was locked and sealed into a rock for like 100 years or something. Which is pretty messed up. Pistachio, make little noises at me? What are you doing, baby? It's past 11, right? I started kind of late. Okay, it's been about 2 hours. At least a bit more of these hordes. Oh yeah, the fucking Angelo guy who like bit the dog's face off, and yeah, Josuke turned him into a rock. That guy deserved it. No prisons, just Josuke having people turn into a living rock until they die from becoming a living rock.
Number 1 sister, dust for Prince. Dr. Wacko, it could be a long night.
God, making you carry heavy things on the last day of school? Rude.
2 pizzas, 6 with no crust. Now, do you have any enemies?
No.
Do you have any creditors?
No.
Well then, do you have any requests? Thank you so much. Way down, Jack. Up on the Nile River, Jack.
I found Prince!
No, fingerprints.
I don't think so.
That's a classic where people remembered it and brought it back years later like, I didn't know what this meant as a kid, but oh my god. Yeah, they probably put it in like, they're definitely gonna cut this, but and they didn't. Then they're like, oh fuck. Can't fucking make the stuff go away. God. Okay. Wait, what? I was distracted by the the thing not going right. Oh. Oh my god. Wow. Yeah, it would be fun to do like their human versions too, but I definitely want to make them like also just monstrous and creepy and off. Oh yeah, this. Yeah, the boxing game with like the puppet animations.
Fuzzy, the tournament of a million punches, you'll get yourself killed!
All right, you little sack of fuzzy shit. Show me what you got. What? If you're gonna be champ, we gotta transform. Why are you even here? Don't waste my time.
Save us, Fuzzy, or we'll die.
Oh, well, die!
Attaboy. Attaboy. Eat bread, crap, burn toast, carb load. This meat ain't gonna be itself. I've been taking dumps in there all day. Jab, jab, jab.
I think I can remember from like weird 90s stuff that like stuff that bothered me at the time. Like I can't think of any good examples of stuff where I was like, oh, that was an adult joke, but like was it Gushers? Was it Gushers where their heads turned into the fruit? You can go to bed. I just got, oh god, yeah, Jesus Christ, these things. Why is it remastered? Maybe that'll make it worse, I don't know. I just wanted to see if it was Gushers. Yeah, I'm gonna have to sign off soon. Because I'm at my time. And poor laptop's heating up too much. Gotta give it a break. Yeah, these fruit head commercials still bother me.
Whoa, I'll say.
There were like a few different ones of these. Oh, God. I don't like them. But also, they were weird and silly and memorable. So I think they, It's a little bit better. I'm having way too much fun trying to figure out this like fur shading. Hate being on bright screen for so long. Why is the neighbor dog barking so much? Possibly. He's just like always giggling and laughing, so I figure, you know, he's got like little laughter tears going on. And also, he doesn't seem to have any eyelids, so I figure, you know, his eyes are pretty watery and gross. Yeah, I think it'd be cool to do this one, which I'm just having fun trying to figure out, like, how I want to, like, I think these are okay. I think in some areas I made them look a little too, like, I think Blinky's turned out the best so far. And I gotta figure out what I don't like so much about the others. I think I just sort of, like, I need to do, like, a softer shading right here. I think that's part of it. Yeah, I didn't add, like, enough here, and then I had this sort of thing going on here, which isn't really working, so I need to sort of get rid of the puffed out chest idea and just go with like a full round belly. Really round out that part a little bit more. It's kind of gonna blend in with that, but let's see if I can just sort of change that shape a little bit. It was looking a little bit concave. Blinky does watch everything. Is Tinky capable of sleeping? It has like manic insomniac energy. They're just all picking on him. He's over here like, hey, maybe the bastard of time and space, but even bastards have feelings, and you're all bullying me. I think I like that shape a bit more. Oh, yeah. Sleep in one timeline, awake in the next, something like that. Hmm? Soften that down too much. Wrong way. Okay, I think that gives a little bit of a better shape. There's some other stuff I want to adjust, but I think that's okay for now. Maybe, what was her name? Sort of mysterious character. She, like, saved all of Hatchetfield and the world once, but then, like, her curse is that no one can ever remember who she is in Nightmare Time. Maybe she used too much of his power, because she used some of his power to go back in time that one time. I think he's over here like, I may be laughing all the time, but inside I'm crying. Cue some sort of Joker quote here. Yeah. Sometimes it is good to step away from something and just be like, okay, I see what was bothering me now, and then go back to what was bothering me. And there's still some other stuff I'd like to fix. I just don't know how I want to fix it yet, so it's gonna keep grittying up this guy. I do have to find a stopping point, though. This is fun to work on, but okay. Tomorrow's Friday. Okay, good. I don't have anything to do tomorrow. I can work on this on and off like all day. That'll be fun. And I also have to work on this, which I don't know why I'm having such a hard time working on this. For that one, I think I might just like literally copy the frame of the last panel and then put it in the next one. Oh, that would be pretty funny. I need to, I think there's like a fan wiki and stuff, but I need to find the parts where they say, like, they describe the Bastards box. Because I know it's like a golden cube. And I didn't leave a lot of room here on here for stuff, but it would be fun to, like, trap a tiny Ted in here. Just, like, put him in there somewhere as, like, a little hidden thing. And then the future, when I'm done over-rendering these guys and having fun trying to paint and stuff like that, I want to do, like, their more humanoid versions, but also just kind of gross and monstrous and freaky. And, like, doing, like, the same poses. Yeah. It's like a golden puzzle box. I can't remember if they said if there's stuff on like etched into it or something. Yeah, I gotta also find a balance between making sure that Humanoid Wiggly looks angry, but not like he wants to touch people. I still don't know how that was coming across before, but I'll probably be working on that on stream too. So you'll be able to tell me if I do that again, because I don't want to. Okay, I gotta stop working on this. My laptop really needs to cool down for a bit. Okay, continue on you later. Save a progress check. Yeah. They don't like the tentacles and the bug eyes and trying to get parents to buy toys of him for their children. It doesn't all work against the creep allegations, but. Meow. Okay, Pistachio. Pistachio is rubbing her face against my hands to remind me that if I do not feed her nutritious mush, she's going to eat me. Because she will have no other recourse but to consume my flesh because she is starving and withering away. Oh, poor baby. Okay. Yes, progress save 5 billion times, and postures and stretches and ow my back, and take your meds and finish your snacks and drink your tea and pat a cat and get the sleepies and